Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick video because I'm feeling really inspired at the moment. I just met with a client that just brought up a lot of my own things like lessons that I personally have been learning a lot recently. I would say over the whole past year. And I wanted to share it in a video form because it's more authentic, and I think that there are probably people out there that can relate to this in one way or another. So I wanted to share a quick story with you about how I came to understand that trying to do it all and to be the one to do it all and the one to be amazing at everything actually ended up really putting me in a tailspin. And this is a lesson that I had to learn pretty hardcore, even just this last week, as I've had some panicky, anxiety, old stories come back, and anytime things come up, it's usually so that they can get healed. And so I've really been, picking this apart. But I wanted to share with you my story of this office and how it came to be what it is right now. And many of you guys might know that this office space, it's now called New Moon Healing Center, is the place that I have always been, but I used to own this building with my ex-husband. And when we got divorced, we sold the building. And well, let me back up. When we got divorced, I kept the building for about a year. And what I tried to do during that time was I tried to create all on my own a healing center here. Like, I wanted it to be a certain thing. I had all these ideas in mind. I had this big vision that I knew I wanted it to look like this certain thing. And what ended up happening is the stress of owning this building and having to manage tenants and having to manage all the leases and the cleaning and the yard, and like, it's a 1912 building, so the repairs and everything like that, there was all this dense energy that came with it, came with wanting to be the one to create this thing. And it almost broke me. It almost broke me to the point, I mean, psychologically, stress, financially, it was a huge burden. And so right before I went on sabbatical, this was in May, I decided to sell the building to one of my tenants. Her name is Chris Newkirk. And it could not have been a more perfect situation because she's bought the building, and so that weight is lifted from me, and now I can create in the way that I want to create. I can, be fully expressive in my groups. I have a space for that. I have a space here to see clients that is for movement and breath work, and I feel so grateful for that. But what I'm noticing, as I just met with a client that came to talk to me about possibly buying a building and, wanting to do this, this great thing. And I was able to share with her my experience of my ego really wanting to be a certain thing and to have it look a certain way. And until I was able to release my control or my agenda around how it was supposed to go and the timing and all of that, it didn't work. It shut down all of my creative energy. It shut down all of my life force energy. And it really took a toll on me. It really did. And I had to get to a point where I needed to let go of being the one to do it all. And we had a really good conversation about that, and how sometimes the ego wants to own, the ego wants to own a building, or wants to be the owner of a thing and control a thing. And while there's nothing wrong with that, just making sure that it's in balance with how you want to feel. And so we really talked about, how do you want to feel? And then when you get really clear about how you want to feel, see if those actions are in alignment with how you want to feel. Because you might be getting the cart in front of the horse if you think that having this thing over here is going to make you feel a certain way, but in reality, we've done it backwards. So get really clear on how you want to feel in life, and then make decisions from that aligned space. So I'm practicing that in my own life. And also, I wanted to say this as well about groups. Part of the reason I'm offering these groups to healing professionals is because I think it's really important for all of us to come together, not have such separateness. We really can learn from each other. I have this vision of yoga teachers, Reiki healers, physical therapists, mental health therapists, naturopathic, doctors, nutritionists. I have this vision of us all coming together and learning from each other. And my Yothera groups are very catered to bridging the worlds, because we all need to look at our shadows. We all need to look at our defense mechanisms. We all need to look at the psychology behind why we're doing what we're doing. And we also need to learn how to ground and be in our bodies, and really learn to be in our bodies first and trust how we feel before we can actually offer aligned, messages or suggestions even for our clients. So the groups are not just for people in the profession. It's really for anyone wanting to bridge psychology and embodiment practices, bring more holistic practices and more personal awareness to your life. But I also do see this bigger vision of all of us coming together and learning from each other. So if that resonates with you, please reach out. I hope that was helpful. And if you're putting too much pressure on yourself, you might be feeling it. That could manifest in confusion. It could manifest in stress. And we really have to get clear about what our ego is pushing for versus what is really good for us and what will light us up and help us feel joyful and excited about offering our gifts. So anyway, reach out to me if that resonates. My website, yotherarise.com. I'm also booking individual clients now. If anybody is feeling called to work individually with me, you'll also see on there for groups. You can look under the groups tab, and those groups are open for anyone to sign up at any time. So please share this video if it resonates, or anybody that might want to hear it. And I hope you have a beautiful week. Happy Monday.